Today, I'd like to share with you some information that a lot of people are wondering about, and that is, how do I become a sound healer? So, here are some things that are very important to create a foundation for you when you're moving into this area of being a sound healing practitioner. The first thing that you probably want to take a look at is, how do you want to express sound healing? Sound healing and the whole field of sound healing is very vast. There's a lot of different things that you can do. And at times it can be a little overwhelming because you're thinking, wow, I could do sound baths, and then I could like work one to one with people, and then I could learn different instruments. There's so many different instruments to learn. Or I could record my own sound meditations, or I could start singing. And so the field is very vast. You can go into the scientific study of it. You can just stay with a mystical path and just be spiritual and have your own crystal bowl and just have your own daily practice every day and then share that with others. So there's many different routes that you can take, and my advice would be to just focus on one thing at a time and develop that first, and then move on to another aspect of sound healing. For example, the first thing that you want to do is develop a daily practice, whether it's with a crystal singing bowl or a gong, or just simply sitting and singing for your own healing. This daily practice will enable you to have a foundation, have some experiences. It could act as your own research to see what happens when you play or sing certain notes. And also suggest finding a way to meditate every day with sound. So, sound is very powerful. It can act as a mantra when you're meditating. And I'm not talking about guided meditation. What I'm talking about is just sitting and letting the mind completely rest, which means you're sitting. And I found the crystal singing bowls to be very effective at putting you into a state of transcendence. And so, if you would allow your brainwave patterns to entrain with the sound of a crystal singing bowl, preferably you're not playing it, preferably someone else is playing it, maybe a recording or something like that, but you just sit and you allow thoughts to come up. And when thoughts come up, you just remind yourself that you're meditating and you go back to the sound. So, a daily practice is very important, and that would be like home base right there. Another thing that I would start to think about or consider is what instruments you'd like to play first. And there's one thing that I learned at the university as I was studying music. It was amazing to me that I have all these experiences and I really enjoyed it and I really appreciated it. But the one takeaway that I had from the university for the rest of my life was, anything and everything is possible if you spend the time and you practice. So, in addition to deciding what instrument you'd like to play, it would be very important for you to get a teacher. And a great sound healer has a little bit of musical background, and then they have the mystical background, and they also are like into the science and research. So that's a good combination to find in a teacher, I think. And it's something that I try to have myself, and that I'm actually very inspired by the science and research that's out there all about sound healing and sound meditation and what it does for a person. And in my own experience, in my own life, sound and music healing saved me. I was a wreck. I had so much information coming into my space. The whole world was screaming for attention. I could hear people's thoughts. I could feel the way people were feeling as if it was my own. It was coming into my space. And there was just this overload of information. And I had a really hard time dealing with it as a younger person. And so when I found sound and music, and I learned how to meditate with the sound, it soothed my nerves. It transmuted all that extra emotional energy that a lot of it wasn't even mine. I was just taking on the world. And I knew I came here as a healer. And actually, my whole life, I've been a natural healer. And you may have that gift also. So you learn to take those gifts and turn them into, strengths. So you bring out your gifts with the sound healing. And if you have a teacher who can guide you to play a crystal bowl the proper way, yes, there's a right and wrong way to play a crystal bowl. And if they have a little bit of musicality background, they can tell you which bowls are not good to play together, how to make a binaural beat, what's the difference between 432 tuning and 440 tuning. They have that background so that you really have the information that you need and the knowledge to go out there and to share it with others. Once you decide which path you want to take with your sound healing, and you decide which instrument that you want to become proficient in playing, and it can be singing with the voice, because the voice is the most amazing sound healing instrument that you have. And once you find a good teacher to guide you along the way, then you need to practice, right? Musicians practice all the time. So becoming proficient means that you're practicing your instrument, you're practicing your singing, you're practicing your daily meditation every day. And practice will lead you to a place where it starts to become second nature for you, and you become more and more confident. And then you can share it with others. This daily practice is so important because what we're doing is we're healing ourselves. And so for my daily practice that I've always used is to sit in meditation for a while and then sit in the sound. And then I do this thing, it's called a sit and sound, where I just sit and I might sound what I'm feeling with my voice. And I just sit and I play a crystal singing bowl. That's after my sound meditation, where I'm just resting and being. Then I move into the actual playing and singing the sound. And I'm healing myself. I'm making those sounds that I feel I need to create balance within myself. Or you can go through the chakra system and you can heal each chakra. I mean, whatever calls to you, but the whole idea is to really heal the self before you move out and heal others. So thanks for being here on this video. I really enjoy sharing my knowledge with you. And again, if you're interested in learning more about sound healing to heal yourself or to move out into the world as a sound healing practitioner, I would love to assist you on your journey. However, I only accept a few students because for me, I live my life very aligned with what feels right to me. And I only work with a handful of people at a time. So I have 6 spots open for fall, and they're one-to-one, meeting 90 minutes a week, which is different from most coaches. But what I do is I give you the online course materials. I have you consume that, and then you share with me what resonates for you the most, and I help guide you on your path to becoming a sound healer. So if this sounds like something you're interested in, we've opened up pre-registration, so please click the link around this video somewhere, and I would love to speak with you and see if it's a good fit. So blessings, everyone. Have a beautiful day.